senior writer Mark Spears is joining the conversation as we talk a little bit about the best team in the NBA, because the Celtics, they just continue to roll through the league. Perk, I'm afraid to even ask this, but is this team that we are seeing right now better than the version that made the finals?
Yes. Yes. I said this last week to you, Malika. This team right now, currently constructed, when we brought my tweet up, this team, with the way that Jason Tatum is playing, the way that Jaylen Brown is playing, is better than that team from last year. The addition of Malcolm Brogdon. Grant Williams has added to his game. He has been the ultimate role player. And then on top of that, Marcus Smart. They won that game last night without Marcus Smart, okay? You forget they have Derek White. And they don't even have Robert Williams yet, right? So with this team and the growth of that dynamic duo, the best duo in the league, and Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, yes, they are better than last year, and they should be the favorites to win it this year, which I feel like they are.
No, I could not agree more with Perk. They are a much better team this year. And one of the things that we have to understand here, too, is, yeah, look, Perk, rarely you will say something that is respectable.
He's got two of them so far.
He is on fire. This has been a Monday. It's like him and Anthony Davis have been the hottest people, like this weekend. So my thing is this. When you look at the Celtics, they really started taking off around the first of the year. That's when they took off. So now they've started the season the way they finished the season, and they've improved on so many things. They have a much better roster. And the thing that I must talk about, though, and that makes me a little concerned, I think their path could be harder to win a championship and to get there. That's the only difference.
Explain.
So that they will have to be better. Because I'm going to say, hypothetically, going against Giannis with Chris Middleton.
Which
right
I
there,
want it. I want to see it.
They were the defending champions before that, and they always say, hey, you don't count out the champs, but the champs have not been beaten whole. That's something that we need to remember. And the Boston Celtics, they are a better team. I think they went into the offseason understanding that they need to improve. And when you improve on greatness, it can be special, and right now they're special.
So basically what Richard said was January 1 of this year, 2022, we all saw that they became the #1 defense. But also this season, we're seeing them become the #1 offense. And what have they done? They've started knocking down a tremendous amount of threes, almost like 3.5, almost 4 more threes per game, which you might say, like, oh, that's not a lot. That's almost like a 10-point swing that can guarantee you win games. 16.8 threes per game lead the NBA. Also, you have to talk about addition, right, of Malcolm Brogdon, who's, by the way, leading the league in 3-point field goal percentage. So you have a guy that gives you 14 and 4, and you have an identity on both ends of the floor, and you cannot ignore the role that Joe Mazzulla has done, really just commandeering and steering the ship and getting the best out of all their players on both ends without one of their best defensive players.
Absolutely.
And so I feel like I'm bleeding green today because I love this team. They show up, they show out, they hold things down. And Perk, I'm on your energy. I feel you.
Perk is ready to, what do they call duck boats, Perk? Perk's we're ready to welcome you onto one of those. You mentioned it, though, Chene.
The Muglass duck boats.
Joe Mazzulla, he was named the Coach of the Month for November, Mark. How important, you chatted with him recently, has his role been for the Celtics' success this year?
Yeah, we can't ignore the elephant in the room that, with Ime Udoka being suspended and not being there. And then you bring in this Division II coach, coach that had Division II experience as a head coach, and that was it. But from the moment he walked in, Jason Tatum told me he was impressed by how Joe wasn't trying to be somebody he wasn't, and he wasn't trying to get them to, forget Ime. He wanted them to, be honest with each other. He wanted it to be a collaboration. He wants them to be honest without emotion, and he's not trying to make guys feel a certain way just because now he's the coach. And it's worked. He's the Coach of the Month for the Eastern Conference, and we got to give him his respect. I mean, this is a guy that was on the back of the bench. Now he's on the front, and you get this big team, and, if they were struggling, he was going to get beat up, and this was going to get questioned. But right now, Joe Mazzulla is doing a Coach of the Year. Forget Coach of the Month. He's coaching like a Coach of the Year right now.
He's absolutely.
Coach of the season.
Yeah, he's been guiding this team so incredibly well, coaching this team incredibly well. Ryan Ruocco told an interesting story on the Nets on Yes broadcast, Perk. He talked about the similarities between Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown's off seasons. And he said essentially that every time he'd hear from these guys when they would be talking about, oh, you had such a great, congratulations, this is a great run to the finals, congratulations, that almost bugged him, Perk. It bugged them because they didn't want to be congratulated on that. They wanted to be, it's fuel to get to that mountaintop.
Yeah, it is. And we heard Jason Tatum talk about it so much about how he had a miserable offseason and, you know, how it haunted him, how he played in the finals. But let me bring something to light. The thing that I love most about Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown is their work ethic. Every single practice that they have, those guys go at it one-on-one, and it shows in their game. And now you add Marcus Smart into that mix, they all be competing at an extremely high level. And then to give more credit to Coach Mazzulla, last night I was watching the Celtics play the Nets last night, and I saw the Nets jump out on an 11-2 run. Most coaches, young coaches, would have called the timeout. Mazzulla let them fight through it. And I heard Scalabrine on the broadcast said that he didn't want to call timeouts in situations like that. He wanted them to figure things out and figure how to fight through it on the floor together as young leaders. And they did that. By the time the timeout did come, the Celtics had the lead. It was 16-11. That's growth, and that's showing that you trust into those guys to not only lead, but to fight through things and lead by example.
Well, the Celtics, they face the Toronto Raptors tonight at 7:30 Eastern. Fun fact, this is the first time all season that they have not been favored heading into this game. And the injury report isn't even going crazy, so I'm not sure I understand that one.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.